Hey friends, it's Rick here from Ivory Memories. I hope you're having a great night. Start of spring, the first full weekend. Hey, can't ask for anything more. Love spring. So anyways, tonight a tutorial. Basically inspired by my friend at Lapine Music, who gives a lot of tutorials on the guitar with a basic 4-chord structure, and he creates a melody around it. So I'm going to start with a 4-chord structure. I'm going to branch off to different chords. I'm going to start with the basic 4-chord structure. Now, if you're not a musician, you're going to say, well, it doesn't mean anything to me. And that's okay. And I will be playing, so you still enjoy it a little bit. But for those who are musicians, this is the 4-chord structure. I'm going to base everything around. Start with E minor, to B minor, to D, to A. Again, E minor, B minor, D, A. That's the basic 4-chord structure. Then I'll branch off to F sharp minor, maybe even minor 7th in there, to G, and then to A with a C sharp bass, which sounds different than the regular A. That's the basics, and from that, sometimes you play around with them. You put suspensions in there, you make it a 7th chord, but that's the basics. So that's how you create a lot of songs. You create a chord structure, and you think of a melody over it. So let's see what it sounds like. I'm just taking that chord structure out there because I think it's a pretty nice one, and see where it goes. very basic. So, so if you notice, on the second one, D, I change it to D over F sharp. Little things, so you have a basic chord structure that you play in, and then from there you add different chords that make sense and flow with the melody or whatever you're thinking, and then sometimes you'll change it. So instead of a D, you may find a suspension or a C or a D sixth or a D major seventh. Those type of things, you may change the chord. So you have a basic idea of what you want to do, but then you kind of play with it and make it a little more advanced as you're going. So that was based on 4 basic chords, but I then branched out afterwards with some afterwards, just making, and it was able to form a melody around that. A lot of times when you play a song, that's what you do. Like I said, you start out with an idea in your mind. I want to play in this key. I want to go this direction. And then you just kind of think of, I guess, something that fits within that flow, how you're playing it, with rhythm you're playing it. Sometimes you play it slower. Sometimes you play it with as a runny arpeggio, so to speak. Sometimes you just hit chords straight up, or you break them up. Whatever you're thinking, you got to start with a chord structure. You got to start with that. And then from there you can break off. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I hope you enjoyed a little bit of the music, something different. God bless and have a great night.